just a word to remind us something and how God works. There's something that was between Jonathan and David. Remember, they grew together somehow for a certain period of time. They grew in war. So Jonathan was in the palace with his father. Jonathan was born a prince, while David was God's chosen vessel, a future king, like a God's prince. So the build-up that was happening, the friendship and everything, at a certain time it came to end. And that moment that David, the young guy, and Jonathan were parting ways, what happened was like Jonathan wanted, it had to be, he really did not want to walk in assumption. David knew, David saw, but Jonathan had no idea. So that moment of proving it was very hard for Jonathan as much as it was for David. It came into my heart that moment that sometimes some things happen you wish they never did, between you and people that you grew close, like you grew because you came close to them. Yeah, men rise through men. So there's that feeling of what if, but the Bible says, Christ says about the wine, the new wine, and that wineskin, and the clothing, and the cloth that when you want to knit it, you can't add an old one. So there's some levels you enter, some separations need to happen. You can't put a new wine in an old wineskin. So the new wineskin will be able to preserve the new wine. That is our life with God. It's not about people. It's not about the physical you. Take time with the inner man. Because men are known to have a lot of characters. You may be someone else to this guy and someone else to the other. But in real sense, who are you? Who are you to you? Or who are you to God? Who are you before God? Allow God to mark you. You will see some Jonathan living. For the new wine to be poured in you, you have to do away with the old wineskin. So that moment of clarification that happened to Jonathan, it was a very hard moment in his life. If it were for David, he would have gone away with Jonathan, because this guy was old, Saul was old, and he had these two were the future. These two guys were the future. But somehow loyalty lied. The loyalty of Jonathan died with the father. It costed him, and maybe a future would have received while being with David. All the same, the new wine cannot be poured into an old. So the kingdom that was being replaced, get my point? The kingdom or the regime of Saul was to be done with, so that the kingdom of David be installed again. kingdom that will bring to birth everything God planned. So it's painful, some regrets, but it's worth it for the future. Shalom.